Hello my friends, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. In yesterday's video, we did spend almost the entire day in the Falomir. I think I babbled too much at the beginning of the video, but that happens every day, I feel like, especially lately. In today's video, I do want to spend the day in Haven, talking to as many companions and advisors as we can before I head back out again tomorrow. So let's not dawdle and just get started. We were working on Dorian a couple days ago, so let's finish up with him. Let me get in a good spot again, and we'll do that.
Fancy meeting you here.
Well, I do live here. So tell me about the Imperium.
I'd like to ask you about Tevinter.
Popular topic. Anything specific?
Well, could they be an ally?
I'm wondering if the Imperium would be a useful ally.
I'd think you'd be more concerned whether or not they'd support the Venatori. They won't, of course. At least, not officially. They'll disavow all knowledge of dangerous cultists. Secretly, many Magisters will rejoice at the idea. And if the South falls to chaos in the meantime, all the better.
Is that smart of them? Probably not, but they sound very Game of Thronesy, where it's like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend until they become my enemy, kind of thing.
It would be in the Imperium's best interest to help. Surely it could use allies.
I think the Imperium gave up on the idea of allies a long time ago. We've been fighting the Qunari for what, 200 years off and on? It's a point of pride that we go it alone. They'll sneer at the South behind their silk handkerchiefs and say, "You've had it easy for far too long." Let's not forget that the Inquisition seems to be an arm of the Orlesian Chantry. Anathema so far as they're concerned.
But we're not, right?
We're not part of the Chantry. The Chantry opposed the Inquisition's formation.
You think that matters? Don't be silly. The Herald of Andraste. Your very title smacks of the Southern Chantry. You may as well be a heathen.
Well,
I think they're far more frightened what you'll do if you succeed.
That's all I wanted to know.
Fair enough.
I should go.
Try not to die. I would notice you were gone.
well, I am rather large. Most people would notice.
Something you need?
No, I guess that is everything.
I should go.
I do rather like watching you leave.
Oh my. I think he's flirting with me. Not that I would be opposed to that, because I think I did accidentally flirt with him. Or I picked the romance option I noticed afterwards. And I'm not opposed to that, but we'll see how it goes. Hello, Solas.
So we have gained the mages. Excellent. They should be able to seal the breach. You are certain you experienced time travel?
Yes.
Could it have been an illusion? A trick of the Fade?
I'm a mage, I'd know. Dorian is certain. Yeah, it was definitely not a trick of the Fade.
I know what I saw. It was real.
What an amazing gift. It is vital the Inquisition succeed to avoid the future you witnessed.
It doesn't matter, not amazing, terrifying. I saw you there. Did we see him there? He didn't come with us. Where did we see him? I feel like there's a lot of bugginess that is going on in the dialogue, or I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it. It's not amazing, it was terrifying. Let's go with that one, because I'm not sure I saw him there. That's weird.
So many were dead. More had been corrupted. Knowing what will happen if we fail.
I suggest we not fail. Speaking of which, you should ready yourself.
For?
This Elder One. You have now interfered with his plans twice. Once at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, and now again at Redcliffe. A being who aspires to godhood is unlikely to ignore such an affront.
I'm surprised he disapproved of all those options. He didn't seem, I don't, whatever, it's fine. I'm not like overly broken up. If Solas
right.
isn't my best friend.
I'm sorry. When you spend your days teaching the Chant of Light, it's too easy to get caught up in the organization of it all. It's easy to forget the reality. Andraste leading her army, fighting for justice.
But why? That's the part that really matters.
Yeah,
And if the Herald walked out of the Fade with Andraste's blessing upon him,
maybe.
that has to be a good thing, doesn't it?
Maybe.
Yes. A wonderful thing.
You're asking them to kind of like wrap their minds around Andraste, a human woman choosing a Qunari mage to lead them. I don't think that's not gonna go over well for a lot of folks. And by the way, I've wandered around. Oh, new song, Empress of Fire. Oh gosh, these songs are so lovely.
Of course.
But I've wandered around the camp quite a bit. Haven't seen a single additional mage, haven't seen Fiona anywhere, Magister Alexius, so maybe they're slowly making their way over from Redcliffe. I should probably go to Redcliffe and see if they're there still.
Good day.
Anyway,
Welcome back.
that's for a different day. Let's talk to Sera.
Well, that's mages all over. So many robes, I bet all of Ferelden lost their curtains. I'll just be the other side of Haven, just in case.
They're here to help us, they're what we need. You don't like mages.
Do you have a problem with our new allies? With mages?
No problem with mages. You're fine, right? My problem is magic. If mages sat on their hands, everything would be fine. You know it too, that's why you're shoving them up towers after. That's good, right?
I don't know if I'm gonna shove them up towers afterwards, and I don't think that's my decision. Because I don't think that really would do anything.
What do you think about the people who have gathered?
Again, with your people. Right, which ones?
Let's ask about, Dorian. There he is.
What about Dorian?
He's fun. Could lose a bit more to Vinter.
I do like Dorian. He's funny. Okay, I think that's it.
We'll talk later.
Good, right? I'll be here. Ready for waiting.
Okay, I guess that's everything for Sera.
I'll be back if I need you.
Go on.
Okay, making my way through them rather quickly. Well, I've gone through 2. I probably just jinxed myself now. Okay, let's talk to... I didn't miss anybody, did I? This is me going in selling stuff, and no, I got everyone. Let's talk to Varric.
The Mage Rebellion joins the Inquisition. I've got to admit that's a twist I didn't see coming. One thing you saw in the future worries me. I mean, it was all bad. But red lyrium and Ferelden, infecting people and growing out of them, that's bad.
Yeah.
Finding more of it really punches a hole in my red lyrium at the temple was a coincidence theory.
How fast does it spread?
How long does it take for red lyrium to grow? How fast can it spread?
It took years to infect people in Kirkwall, but no one there was actually ingesting the stuff. This Elder One managed to take the worst thing I can think of and make it worse. That's an accomplishment.
Yeah, can we keep hoping it's not the same thing?
I'd like to keep hoping it's a coincidence,
Yeah.
if you don't mind. I need to be able to sleep at night.
Honestly, I think I'll give up sleeping for the foreseeable future. I've got people trying to find out where the red stuff came from. I think maybe we should make that a priority.
Yeah.
But that's enough doom and gloom. You just won a big victory for the Inquisition. What are you going to do to celebrate?
Plan what's next, catch my breath, have a party, anything but celebrate. No, Theron won't have a party. Let's have a party.
That's a good point. We should celebrate. A banquet. Something like a banquet.
Word to Josephine, and I bet she could arrange anything.
Probably.
Things should be calm around here for at least the next hour. Take a moment to enjoy it. If the world's about to end, I'm sure the Seeker will let us know.
Probably. Cassandra is that lady.
Need something?
Let's ask about lyrium.
I want to know more about red lyrium.
I'll tell you what I can.
I guess that's it.
Yeah, not...
All right, well, I'll check back with him later. I think I got the update that I was gonna get. Yeah, ladder upwards. Where am I? Is there anything up here? I don't have any footprints. I should have footprints. I can jump over here and... Is there anything on the roof to jump? Okay, you know what? It's fine. I'm sure it'll be there for reasons in the future. Okay, so let's go out here and we'll talk to our warriors. I do like how it's kind of like, here's all of our warriors out here, and here's our roguey... Well, not... Yeah. Our roguey people right here in the middle, because Leliana's roguish, and then all of our mages are up here. It's like the people with the heavier armor can sleep outside the walls or something, maybe? Okay, let's actually go do Blackwall first. We'll check in with our little horse lovebirds. Nothing? Well, I think that's all I was going to get. It's over with.
Tell Master Thren the new blade should be ready.
Hold.
Oh, I missed it. It's fine. It's fine. Hi, Blackwall.
There was never going to be an easy answer to the mage dilemma. The mages are dangerous. There's no way around it. You chose for the good of us all. I can respect that.
Oh, you're not mad at me?
Inquisitor?
Okay, well, yeah, let's ask about the Inquisition.
What do you think of the Inquisition? You already know what I think of your forces. I'm not sure what else there is to say.
You always seem so grumpy about it.
You must have some feelings about our friends. Madame Vivian only the most poisonous snakes are often the most beautiful.
Let's try one more time.
You must have... Madame...
Nope, I guess that's it.
The most poisonous snakes are often the most... We should return. As you would.
He and Vivian just do not get along, which is fine. They don't all have to get along. It's kind of funny. Alright, so we had Cassandra next, and then... Oh, no, wait, Bull's next. He's right here. Bull and Crem.
So, that Tevinter guy sent you into the future?
I'll protect you. Weird, right?
Every time I think I understand magic, the rules change.
And you're a mage, so that's saying something. Anyway, I hope our new friends have what it takes to close the breach. Damn thing gives me a headache just looking at it. How you doing?
Oh, tell me about Saharon. Is that new?
Can you tell me more about Saharon?
It was a damn ugly place. Only getting uglier when I left. Between the Fog Warriors, the tal-vashoth, my people, and the Vince, you were lucky to go a day without blood. What do you want to know?
I could have sworn I asked all this, but let's do it again just in case. Tell me of the Fog Warriors.
What were the Fog Warriors like?
They were the worst of the rebels. They trained for stealth attacks. They made this fog. I never saw any mages, so I figured it was alchemy, not magic. They were almost invisible in it. I'd be on patrol in the market square. The fog would roll in, and before I knew it, half my squad dead without a sound.
Dang, you sound impressed.
It almost sounds like you admire them.
They didn't use poison. They didn't hurt civilians, and they were damn good fighters. You have to respect that. Plus, they hit the Vince as hard as they hit us. Hearing some terrified Magister scream, "My slaves! Where are my slaves?" in the fog always put a smile on my face.
Of course it did. Tell me about Tevinter. Yeah, it'd be nice to get his perspective since we've had Dorian's.
Tell me about the Tevinter people you fought.
The Vince sent forces to Saharan every autumn. Guess they didn't like the summer heat. We had some good fights on the beaches, standing in knee-high water foaming red with blood, ships on fire around us. The cities were worse. Free bit of advice. Don't let the Inquisition forces get suckered into urban combat.
Yeah, that would not go well. What's so bad about Tevinter?
Why do you hate Tevinter forces so much? What makes them so bad?
It's not their armies. It's their spies. They bloodied Saharan year-round, killing loyalists, supporting rebels. Alam had no city administrator. Nobody would accept the position. The last 4 who held it died inside a year. Trying to conquer a country is one thing. Making it so nobody can live there, that just screws everyone.
Yeah. Tell me about the Saharan natives.
What are things like for the natives of Saharan?
I remember one guy. He made these things, fish wrapped in thin bread. Nice guy. Talked to him every morning. So, one time I'm asking about his bad back, and I see he's nervous, trying to tell me something with his eyes. Next thing I know, his assistants draw knives and come at my team. The rebels had forced him to poison my food.
Oh, what happened?
And then?
I'd seen how nervous he was, so I hadn't eaten anything. A couple of my guys weren't so lucky. We killed the rebels. I lost 2 men to the poison, another to knife wounds. My friend who made the fish wraps died with a knife in his throat. Close quarters fight. He was caught in the middle. That is what things are like for the natives of Saharan.
That's pretty
See you later, Bull.
awful.
See ya.
Thanks, Bull, for cheering us all up today. Well, let's talk to Crem.
Nice work at Redcliffe. I could help the mages learn to work with Inquisition soldiers if you like. Not that the chief has any apostates in the group.
I totally believe you. So is there any way we can use you yet?
Can you think of any other tasks suitable for the Chargers?
The Templars have holed up in Therinfal Redoubt. No idea what's happening inside. I could have some of the boys poke around. If nothing else, we get a better look at the land.
Okay.
Can we talk about the Bulls' Chargers?
Certainly. What can I tell you?
Well, tell me about another interesting job, because they're always amusing.
Have you had any other interesting jobs?
There was the time with the spiders. Big old beast had taken over some Navaran lady's winter estate, with a full season to lay eggs.
Ew.
Hanging from the chandeliers, scuttling over the tapestries, webbing up the bath. Don't really have a story about it. It's just a lot of spiders.
That's awful.
We'll talk later.
Ugh. Investigate Therinfal Redoubt operation available. Oh, okay. I remember one of you mentioned that each time after a major mission, I needed a major quest mission, one of those words, I need to talk to Crem to see how best I could use the Chargers. So that must be what you meant. Well, thank you for telling me and not spoiling me. I appreciate it. Look, I'm Mage, who wasn't here when we went to Redcliffe. So let's talk to Cassandra.
And what are we supposed to do, exactly?
What you always do. Complain.
We've already spoken with Commander Cullen. No one listens. We've been split up, regardless of our colleges, forced into quarters so small that...
This is not the Circle. You have been conscripted into the Inquisition, like any soldier.
How are we supposed to...
Deal with it. It never ends, evidently.
Sera problem, that's the truth. Arguing just makes them worse. I'm just gonna go with that's the truth.
You don't need to tell me that.
I just don't know who told them I'm the one to yell at.
Is it that bad?
The mages are too accustomed to running or being kept prisoner. It's not easy for them. It's your doing, after all. You're the one who conscripted them.
Well, I did my best. I thought it was a good idea to not... Oh, man, maybe I should have just recruited them.
I had to think on my feet, and I did what I could.
Oh. I do sound like I'm blaming you, don't I?
Yeah.
I don't disapprove. In fact, you did well. You made a decision when it needed to be made. And here we are. I wish I could say this was my doing.
I am pretty clever. You got us here, just remember that. I think she got us here. I'm kind of along for the ride making decisions. Maybe bad ones.
We wouldn't be here at all if you hadn't stood up against the Chantry.
You're being kind.
You're discounting your role in this.
Let's close the breach. Then we can say how successful I was.
Okay, let's find her and talk to her again.
Do you need something?
And I think that's gonna be...
I have some more...
Why am I not surprised?
About her brother. Okay, yeah. I don't feel like we're good enough friends to talk about her brother yet, and I don't really want to. So last person to check in with is Cullen.
The mages are ready to approach the breach. I pray this will be enough to close it.
Well, yeah, Cullen, I think you should give the mages a chance.
I know you're worried about having the mages here. Give them a chance to prove themselves.
I'm not questioning their ability or their intentions, but we cannot ignore the risks. The mages submitted to our authority. Their safety and our followers is my responsibility. I take it seriously. I recommend caution, that's all.
Anything I should know?
Is there anything I should know?
Not at present.
Okay.
That's all for now.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
Great. Okay. Well, this went much faster than I thought it would. How about we go check in at the war table, see if there's any new missions, and if there's still some time left, perhaps we will head out to the Forbidden Oasis. We'll get that started and then spend the day out in the Oasis tomorrow. Yeah, I feel like that's a good plan. Just get things opened up and then...
Alive.
I don't know.
Only the charm.
Maybe she's telling me to come
Then
back alive?
The golden city is thine.
That's... Okay, thanks. Okay. Go into the War Council. And I had another Inquisition perk that I can pick out too, which is good. So I have Underworld knowledge. I have Arcane knowledge. Do I have enough yet for Deft Hand Fine Tools? I only need one more, but I really want the knowledge perks first. So I can always come back to locked doors later. It's not the end of the world. So history knowledge. You get another plus 50% XP for each Codex entry and a detailed study of Thetis' past. And I have a new dialogue options related to history and the Chantry. Lovely. Oh, and I have lots of new missions. War table missions. Ally from Starkhaven. Oh. Request from Hasmal. Improved stability. Therinfal Redoubt. Okay, let's just look what's on our lay. Wow, I have a lot of these. Truth or Dare and the University of our lay. Well, let's do Ferelden this time. Again, we'll just do 3 and see how that goes. So investigate Therinfal Redoubt. The Templars at Therinfal Redoubt went quiet while the Inquisition dealt with Redcliffe. I'll be happy to take the charges out to investigate the area. Lieutenant Cremisius Aclassi. I kept thinking it every time either Dorian or Iron Bull would talk about Tevinter, but they sound very, you know, ancient Rome kind of, you know, I want to say like maybe they modeled Tevinter off ancient Rome. I may have said this before, I'm not really sure, but you know, with the mass amounts of slavery, slaves who own slaves, people who sell themselves into slavery to, I don't know, be able to feed their family, the kind of the way that they had their Senate is set up, and it's not like an exact match, but it seems similar. And then like the way that the names that they have just sound very ancient Romanish to me anyway. I could be completely crazy, but I wonder if a lot of that, if that was their inspiration. If it was, it kind of makes sense. Anyway, so we can do Cullen. He can send the Chargers in with Inquisition troops to bolster their numbers. Or Leliana says this calls for a light touch. My scouts can make a distraction, letting the Chargers sneak in close. I feel like let's be sneaky so the Templars don't see us coming. I think that's a good idea.
Let's see what we have.
So thanks to the distraction provided by Inquisition scouts, the Chargers were able to get into Therinfal Redoubt. It's largely deserted, but there are clear signs that the Templars joined a much greater force. We found a refined form of lyrium and a large number of Templar corpses. Judging by their wounds, they were executed after falling ill. Huh. We also found signs of demonic activity, although there were no rifts present. This place was home to something powerful and malevolent, and judging from the signs of violence at the Redoubt, it fled with the main force of when the main force of Templars left. So dead Templars, signs of demons. Lovely. Okay, let's click on an ally from Starkhaven, because that would be Sebastian. Yeah. The Inquisition has received a missive from Starkhaven. My most cordial greetings. My name is Sebastian Vale, sole heir of the Vale Princes of Starkhaven. I recently retook the throne of this great city from those who sought to gain it through unjust means. That's nice, Sebastian. You finally stepped up to the plate. As a most devoted adherent of the Chantry, I felt the loss of Most Holy Justinia V keenly. I too hoped for a resolution to the terrible conflict that claimed the lives of hundreds in Kirkwall and now threatens to claim all of Thedas. I extend Starkhaven's hand in friendship to the Inquisition. Together, let us right the wrongs visited upon our world. My only option is Josephine, and she says that she will send emissaries. Though the Free March cities have always been independent, earning the support of the most prosperous ones may be to our advantage. I would agree. I look forward to future collaboration with the Inquisition. Please accept this gift from the Vale family's coffers. May be put towards relief efforts in Haven. In Andraste's love, Prince Sebastian. 119 gold. That is a very specific amount. I wonder if that means something. And then let's do... Well, we'll try and do both of these because we have some time still. So an answer request from Hasmal. Hasmal? I'm not sure which one. Commander Cullen, I understand the Inquisition is working with Redcliffe's mages. I'm surprised someone from Kirkwall would condone any arrangement with them, but it does put you in a position to aid us. Hasmal's circle sustained significant damage during the uprisings. Rather than follow the Lord Seeker, many of our Templars elected to remain and deal with the aftermath, but our resources are limited. Furthermore, we have loyalist mages with us. Hasmal's people would happily throw them to the wolves, even though they had nothing to do with the rebellion. As it stands, I fear we may fail in our duty to protect them. I trust you sympathize with our predicament. I humbly request our charges be transferred to the Inquisition Knight Commander Bryson. So Cullen says that we have a few Templars of our own. Hasmal's Templars will be comfortable working with them, and they can ensure safe passage for mages. That sounds like a very good idea. Leliana said that hostility towards mages remain, but there are ways to travel without drawing notice. And Josephine says that we can arrange safe passage from Hasmal and let the city's leaders believe they owe us a favor. Maybe, but I think it's best left in Cullen's hands with our own Templars. I feel like that's just easier and better. Commander Cullen, your men arrived this morning. It's good to see the Inquisition still trusts Templars to perform their duties. Once we ensure that Hasmal's circle is stable and that no dangerous items fall into the hands of unsuspecting scavengers, we will join you ourselves. Excellent. More troops. Templars or not. Okay, let's do the last one in Ferelden, and then we'll go and start the other area that I keep forgetting the name. Improve stability. The Inquisitor's efforts to close the Fade Rifts has increased stability in various regions across Thedas. However, demons sometimes remain. Having wandered from the site of the original rifts, the Inquisition has received numerous requests for aid in dealing with this problem. So Cullen says that our soldiers can do sweeps of areas formerly containing Fade Rifts and eliminate any demons. Or Josephine says local nobility should take an interest in securing their lands. We can appeal to them for assistance. Yeah, these guys need to kind of step up to the plate a bit. We can't do everything for everybody. They'll just hate us for it later, right? That's kind of what always happens. Anyway, I have secured promises from several noble families. They have agreed to provide personal guards and other resources to the cause. We have played our part in closing the rifts. The nobles will now see to the safety of those living on their lands. Great. Well, I'm going to back out and look at the stuff that I got. And there was one Codex entry that I wanted to read that I have been meaning to and keep forgetting about for like, I don't know, 3 videos now. Okay, so Codex, and it was under characters, and it was under Queen Anora MacTir, because there are updates about Edward in it. So I'll just read all of it since there's plenty of time. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to read all of it. So the first part talks about her being married to Kaelin, and that the hero Ferelden, Edward, supported her. And it said after the Blight, they got married, and she began rebuilding the country. And then a process that was considered to have gone well, at least until the hero Ferelden's disappearance from the Ferelden court several years later, when he ran off with Morrigan. Since that time, concerns linger that Queen Anora has still not produced an heir, which obviously Edward's not there. Concerns that she has thus far successfully dismissed. The people believe her rule wise and well-reasoned, and they fully supported her decision to give the rebel mages safe harbor in Redcliffe following an impassioned speech she delivered in Denerim 6 months ago, when the rebel mages took over both the town and castle, forcing Arl Tegan to flee for the capital. Her support among the nobility dwindled rapidly. What this will mean for her rule in the coming years, particularly with renewed interest from neighboring Orlais, remains to be seen. I kind of feel bad. When I read it, I was like, I kind of feel bad that Edward sort of just abandoned her to run off of Morgan and his child. I mean, I'm still glad that he did it, but I couldn't feel bad about it at the same time. Okay, so we are going to go into the War Council again and work on the Forbidden Oasis. This has to do with all the shards that we've been collecting. So I figure let's open the zone. We'll probably travel there and then pick up there tomorrow, because that's what I'm going to do. And I believe it was in Orlais. Yes. So investigate the shards. Shards. Sister Leliana, the shards acquired by the Herald of Andraste are unlike anything
What have your ears heard, Leliana? Anything new we don't already know about?
No, nothing.
Are you two done? Can I continue now? As I was saying, the shards acquired by the Herald of Andraste are unlike anything I've encountered. Though ancient in origin, few have been recovered before now. The breach must have disrupted whatever ancient magic was concealing them from view. I thought that was the whole point. Okay, it's fine. I have heard of one scroll that mentioned the shards. It belonged to the Circle Tower in Markham. However, after the circles fell, the Sorrel family seized many of the valuables as compensation for donations made after their mage son was taken there. They intended to sell the scroll along with everything else at private auction. Enchanter Renaud. Hastily scrawled below, Josephine, if this ancient magic is tied to the breach or can offer some advantage against it, we need to know. Can you get us into that auction? My only option is connections, which is, I'm assuming, Josephine. A few well-placed rumors should incite bidding wars on other items, leaving the scroll for us. And the update says, Sister Leliana, with thanks to Our Lady Ambassador, I was able to study the scroll. The reference is vague, but it implies a connection to a temple, possibly Elven. Of course it is. I followed the lead and believe one such temple stands in an oasis in the western approach. As to what may lie within, I cannot say. Reports of the place are cut off or have pages missing. I have yet to find reliable first-hand account. Perhaps our soldiers can provide a better one. Enchanter Renaud. I would like to venture forth. Let's bring Dorian, and let's bring Cassandra, and let's bring Solas. It's an elfy thing, potentially. Or would say, an elfy thing.
Come to join us at the Oasis? It's actually quite the sight. It and the temple are further in.
Well, tell me about this temple.
Have you learned anything more about the temple?
Honestly, I don't like the feel of the place. No one does.
Why not?
Couldn't say. It's just a feeling.
Okay, anything else?
Anything else I should know?
Not much to tell. A mining company out of Valfremin used to have an interest here, but economies change, and they moved on. Strange the miners never marked the temple on their maps.
Okay, well, here we are at the Forbidden Oasis, which doesn't look very oasis-like. I mean, we're in the desert, but I don't see an actual oasis. Anyway, I'm going to look at my map, level people up, and all sorts of stuff, and then tomorrow we will pick up exploring, looking at the quests here, and do as I normally do. As always, thank you so very much for watching. Please do keep yourselves safe, and I will see you again tomorrow with another new Dragon Age Inquisition video.